Hey guys, it's AviGaming, and I just wanted to make a quick update to say hey, and I still plan on making videos, so don't be too concerned. I know I haven't been making a ton lately, but I will. And the Loot Crate video that I made before seemed to confuse some people, so I just kind of wanted to clarify what that is. That is just a monthly subscription that I am signed up for to get kind of geeky gamer-related stuff on a monthly basis. And it's cool, I like it, and I figured it'd be kind of cool to show you guys, what's in the box every month because I have no idea what I'm getting. That's kind of the fun of the Loot Crate. So I will be making those hopefully every month. I should be getting the next one in a few days. So that's just to explain the whole Loot Crate thing. And then as for more games, I just don't know what to play lately. Honestly, aside from playing like League of Legends, I barely play anything lately because all the games I want to play are like way far away from actually being released. So there's that. So I'm sorry about that. But once the new systems come out, the next gen systems as well as the new games, I will be playing probably more stuff, and that means probably making more videos. So those kind of go hand in hand. Like I said, all I've really been playing is a ton of League of Legends and then the odd random game here and there. The next thing that I wanted to discuss is the new systems. I guess my 2 cents on the matter. Let's kind of backtrack a little to kind of find out my background with consoles. The first console that I ever owned personally was a Nintendo 64. I was very young. That was my first system. That was mine. My brother had systems that I would play with sometimes, but that was my first. As I grew up, I really was heavily playing the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. It wasn't until I went to a friend's house and they were playing Halo 1, and I had never really played like multiplayer stuff yet. I was always playing single player things in like in my basement by myself as a kid. So then when I was introduced to this new system and this new kind of way of playing games, it kind of blew my mind, and I was like, wow, this Xbox is crazy. It was the original Xbox. And then after I played Halo 1 with my friend that day, I was set on getting my own Xbox, getting my own copy of Halo 1. After I did, and then I ended up playing Halo 2 shortly after. I played Halo 1, and then I jumped onto Halo 2 multiplayer. Um, Being a young female on a multiplayer game like that was brutal. I would go in and be like, hey guys, how are you? And told to go in the kitchen to shut my whore mouth. That I was a 10-year-old boy, things like that. And then it just kind of turned me kind of off to online gaming because I was just like, wow, people are so mean, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. I just wanted to play a game. I shouldn't be harassed for playing a game, and every time I opened my mouth, there was always an issue. Either I got made fun of for being a girl or made fun of for sounding like a little boy. So either way, it wasn't that fun for me. But as time went on and years went on, I got very competitive. I learned to kind of hold my own online and to kind of give people back what they dished out to me. Um, Perhaps it wasn't the best learning experience that I learned how to kind of get thick skin in that sense that when somebody insults me, I don't really care. So at this point, whenever I get insulted online, like brushes off. But there was a point when I just started that it would like break me, and I was upset, like tears sometimes. People were so mean to me and would harass me and send me messages. And I was just a little kid. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why are people being so mean to me? What did I do? Little did I know that's just the internet, really, and people in general. So my point being that the original Xbox really got me into competitive gaming. Now, I did have a lot of growing up with Sony and the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, as well as Nintendo with some of their systems. I even had a GameCube. I had plenty systems. I had Game Boys. I had everything. But the main staple systems were the ones that I mentioned, the ones that really kind of stuck to me. So then the 360 came along. I got a 360, and I really only had like 2 games for it when it came out for a long time. The first game I got for it was Phantasy Star Universe. I played that a lot. And then after I got that, long story short, my disc broke. My parents actually bought me a new game after that, and I got Gears of War, the first one. Gears of War was a game that I played heavily, almost every day for a very, very long time, years, because I had a group of friends that I would actually get on the game with like every single night, and we just would make a day of it. It was something we all loved and we all did. The game was a large part of my online gaming history, I guess you could say. I mean, I did name my cat Carmine for a reason. That game is close to my heart. Mostly the first one, but the whole franchise is pretty good in itself. Anyways, now here we are. Xbox 360 is about to be old news, and we're about to welcome in the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. There's been a lot of things being said since the announcement of the Xbox One, as well as the E3 coverage of the system and their games. I think we all can agree that the graphics of both systems are incredible. They look great. The appearances of both systems are very similar. People say that the PlayStation 4 did it a little bit better, that it looks a little bit more clean, kind of like a mix between the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. As for the Xbox, a lot of people are referring to it as a VCR, a box, whatever. It's very plain looking. I will agree that they both don't really look cool as far as outside appearances go, but when you're getting a system, that's really not that big of a deal. It's just going to sit there anyways and collect dust. What I think really matters is the internals, the hardware. And as we all know, the PlayStation 4 is actually better than the Xbox One if you want to look at just basic stats. Not by too much, but there is a clear difference between the two that maybe Microsoft doesn't focus as much as Sony does with hardware stuff. Even with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, when they were competing as well, Sony beat them in stats as far as hardware. So it seems to be a very common thing with them. However, with the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 specifically, the online play has always been phenomenal with Microsoft and the Xbox. It has been since the original. I think just now, PlayStation, Sony, is really kind of getting on board with the whole online and kind of understanding it and working towards making it better with the new PlayStation Plus, I believe it's called. So that brings me to my point of the recent policy changes with Microsoft. I mean, I've been following it very closely because I have decided that I will be buying an Xbox One, but I decided this long before the policy changes. This was back when the DRM was actually on still, and the used game restrictions and things like that, region locking, all that good stuff. To me, I kind of wanted to just trust Microsoft. Here's my logic that the original Xbox and the Xbox 360 were amazing. Incredible systems, both online and single player. They had endless options as far as downloadable contents. Well, the new Xbox 360 has more options, obviously, because you can actually like watch Netflix, Hulu. You can actually buy games on demand through your Xbox. It's a very evolved system, and I'm thinking that they're just trying to evolve it even more. You wouldn't want to pay like $300, $400, $500 for a system if it's identical to the one that you already have. So what I think that Microsoft was really trying to do was kind of go outside the box, do something different. I think that Sony played it extremely safe, and Microsoft took a huge chance. And that when it blew up in their face because of the online rage, like I personally was open with people that I was getting an Xbox One. People were pretty mad at me, calling me names. I was harassed by somebody I didn't even know on the internet, a friend of a friend who saw that I was getting an Xbox One because I was talking to my friend on Facebook through his wall, decided to chime in and attack me because of my purchase, because I'm wasting my money and all those sorts of things. People were actually being mean to me because of my decision to buy a system. It's getting kind of ridiculous that people have to act that way, that your opinion, no matter what it be, whether it be like politics or whether it be consoles, that you are yelled at and harassed for whatever it is you choose in life. That's the world we live in, especially with things like the internet, where people can be anonymous and say what they want, and at the end of the day, there are no consequences because it is the internet. You know, I decided to just give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt and to know that they have not failed me with two systems, that they have not lost my credit card information like Sony has, that I should just trust them because they have not wronged me, and there is no reason to not trust them at this point. The system wasn't out. Nobody actually physically got to, experience the whole thing themselves. We just saw little demos of it on, the coverage of E3 and stuff. So I feel that it wasn't fair for people to throw them under the bus before even giving it a chance to come out. I feel like it should have been able to come out and then just say, maybe make an announcement, then maybe give it 6 months, and if things don't go well, we'll do a complete, because obviously it's very possible for them to reverse whatever they did. The DRM and all that is very easily changed. So I feel like they should have just kept it all on, brought the system out, tried their best, and showed us what they had planned. Now, perhaps their plan wasn't as concrete as they originally thought, and that's why they fell back on it so quickly, because they got scared. But I think just people bullied them. Honestly, like the harassing, even Sony posted a video on YouTube about used games and how this is how we trade games. Here's a game. And then just making fun of Microsoft for what they were doing. But there was a very good point made that I had read online. I don't remember from where, but they essentially wanted to make the Xbox One very similar to how Steam runs on the PC. Now, there are many, 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 many PC gamers, diehard PC gamers, that will always say consoles will never compare to a PC. If that is so, then why didn't they like when there's a PC type of thing that is Steam that they were going to put into a console? That was a cool idea. I would like to see it. That would have probably made games cheaper in a sense, because they could have had sales and stuff. We could have even had those really cool like Steam sales, but on the Xbox had Xbox sales. That would have been cool. You can get some really cheap arcade games or something. I don't know. I just feel like people really are overusing the power of the internet for things that it shouldn't be used for, like bullying a company into changing what they had planned before they even were allowed to try it. Like if they tried it and you honestly didn't like it, and it was just a fail, I can understand, but nobody got to. They had to blow the whistle so quickly on the project because of the outrage of people on the internet. Personally, I just don't find that fair, and I think that people are beginning to see the power of the internet and abuse it. I was an Xbox One supporter since I heard it originally when they announced it, and I will be an Xbox supporter until they let me down. So that's my opinion. If you guys don't like it, well, you're entitled to your own opinion, and feel free to leave comments down below. Just keep it friendly is all I ask. Don't insult somebody else because you have a different opinion. That is not the world we should be living in, but sadly it is. People think that that's an okay way to act. It is not. So let's be friendly and kind to one another, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.